Hey everybody, it's Doug Woods again. I know you guys have been practicing the chords in the key of C and also the chords of A minor, and you probably have got those finger shapes under your belt, or at least going down the road of being successful and making all those chords. And it's probably time to do a real quick video on some ways on practicing strumming, because that's going to be a hard mechanical skill for you to, as the beginning guitarist, to get under your belt. One method of doing that, just like when I taught you the scales, the chromatic scale, the major and minor, when we went through the exercise of separating the left hand from the right hand, you can do the same thing with chords. And the way you're going to do that is, alright, you've already learned those chord shapes for the key of C, key of A minor. Instead of struggling with that, because that's still taking a lot of mental effort with the muscle memory and everything that's associated with that, and trying to figure out what you're going to do with your right hand, separate the two. Okay, you can either pick a chord, which is one method in which I use all the time. So, and let's say C major, for example. And you can just practice your different strumming, just staying on that chord. Don't try to make your chord changes just yet. And just practice, And you can either be doing strict, like say quarter notes, which would be 4 beats per measure. So that's a 1, 2, 3, 4. You can move on to eighth notes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. You could work on 16th notes. It's going to be a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a. So basically you're getting 4 beats in there, so that's going to be a lot faster. Alright, so you can do those and off that chord. Another method, which works probably better when you're just trying to sort out how it is that you're going to strum. It's called scratching, okay? Now once you've got the mechanics of keeping that feel and that time you want with that right hand, then go back to the chords and then make sure you're hitting the strings that need to be hit and all that kind of stuff. But with scratching is just, you're just gonna gently lay your hands over top of the fretboard somewhere so you get a scratchy sound. Alright, it's very percussive, right? So it's easy to get into that rhythm like a drum or something along those lines, right? And then you just work on those, so alright, then you can change that up once you get that, where you can do a measure of each each note pattern, whether it's quarter notes, eighth notes, 16th notes, etc. Remember too, you've got half notes, which are going to be 2 beats per note. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. They're like that, right? You also got whole notes that hold out for the whole 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Half notes. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Eighth notes. So you see how that works. Then start changing it up. Create your own pattern. Say you want to work on 2 quarters and 2 eighths. That's going to be your measure. So it's going to be something along those lines, right? So, right, and then take that and move on into listening to your favorite song. I don't know, say it's Hotel California from the Eagles or anything like that, especially if it's acoustic and it's got a lot of strumming guitar work in it. And listen to it. Don't worry about what chords they're playing. Try to match that rhythm so that you've got, you're doing something like a whatever you hear them doing. Do the scratch practice and iron that out with your right hand. Then work on the chords. Throw in a chord that's in the key that you're, or the root of the key of the song that you want to play, and start working on that. Okay, now obviously that's not Hotel California, I just used that as an example. Then work on it. Once you've got that, you've got your scratching down, you've got that right hand working the way you want it to. When you were only focusing on your right hand, you've got to put all your brain effort right on the right hand. You're going to pick that up a lot faster. Say hi to my son in the back. He's photobombing once again. Then throw in a chord, all right, and then work on 1 or 2 chord transitions. So. I tricked you there because that's not the key of C, because in the key of C it's going to be a D minor. Now that was D, which means it's the key of G, which is the next key we're going to learn in a few minutes, but let's go back to that. Okay, so you can see how you can do that. Anytime you run into trouble, sort out, is it from the ability to fret or transition from chord to chord? Isolate that, work on that. Is it the rhythm from the right hand? If so, go back to that scratch, isolate that, sort it out, and move back on. It's a good way to practice. It's a good way to learn songs. Alright, I hope to see you in the next video.